guys! ナミです。Welcome to FunkportLA。LA のダンスシーンの情報やインタビューをお届けするチャンネル FunkportLA。第1回目の今日は LA ダンスシーンのレジェンドの一人であるチャック・マルドナードにインタビューをしていきたいと思います。彼はものすごい映画、ミュージックビデオ、アーティストのツアーやテレビ、コマーシャル、数々のお仕事をしてきたんですが、メジャーどころで言うと映画「ストンプ・ザ・ヤード」、クリス・ブラウンのグラミー賞パフォーマンスなんかでアワードで受賞していたり、映画「ステップアップ」シリーズ、アメリカズ・ベストダンスクルー、So Think You Can Dance、Dancing with the Stars、The X Factor、ダンス番組総なめですねとか、コマーシャル、最近のお仕事で言うとバックストリートボーイズの、ラスベガスのレジデントのショーなんかも、振り付けたり、ダンサーとしてもミッシー・エリオットのアイコニックなミュージックビデオにも数々出演していたり、映画「ドリームガールズ」にも出演したりと、もうほんと数えきれないお仕事をされてきたチャックなんですが、そもそも DLC のレフトアイに見出されて、彼女のプロデュースグループブラック、女3人組でしたねの振り付けダンサーをやるところから本格的なダンサーの道へ進んだという経歴を持つチャック。そういったね、華々しいレジの経歴にフォーカスされがちかもしれませんが、今回はどうやって今の彼があるのか、大事にしているのは何か、そういったところで偉人伝のような形で、聞いていけたらなと思っております。個人的には、以前にアシスタントをさせてもらったり、私のベビーシャワーなんかにも参加してもらったりと、大事な友人の一人なんですが、さあ Let's get started!
Good afternoon, Chuck.
Good afternoon, Nami.
Yes, thank you for coming. Yeah, this is interview for Chuck Maldonado. Really unpredictable situation right now, but back to you yourself. I'd like to ask you about how you were when you were a child. What was your teenager dream, or like when you were teenager?What you were doing mainly?
As a teenager, I always was someone who was extremely creative. I used to love creating stuff. It didn't matter what it was. It could just be something as simple as, creating a recipe for a new cake, or creating a scene where I'm acting as if I'm someone that I'm not. Just creating.
Okay.
Just creating different role playing is what it's really called role playing. In high school, I was very involved with both sports as well as the arts. I did a play in high school. I ran track, and I played various sports, through my high school and college years. As a teenager, I always knew that I wanted to be in entertainment. I didn't know what that was going to be. For me, I thought it was going to be an actor. In the yearbook, when they put, what are you going to be when you grow up? I was in eighth grade. I was 13 years old, and I still have that yearbook. It says, I want to be an actor.
You already accomplished. You went to the North Carolina A&T University, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But before that, when you were high school, where were you? Like in New Jersey, or?
Yeah. Before going to North Carolina, that's where I went to college, like you just mentioned. I lived in New Jersey, in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and I attended Perth Amboy High School, maybe 40 minutes away from Manhattan, New York. So that's where I grew up. I grew up right there in New Jersey.
Sounds like, yeah, you're from New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey, New York area. That's right.
I was one of your assistants a couple of years ago, and I know you're still teaching, actually, like physically. So a little bit, you're a big brother to me. So I was just wondering, like, how did you train? Because it's really hard to maintain the ability to actually dancing, not just doing choreography or directing using the brain, but more like physically also you're really good dancer still. When did you start like a more really for dancing itself?
Yeah, I didn't take classes when I was in high school, so I didn't dance. I mean, of course, we had to dance in the play, in the theatrical plays, but it wasn't that I was taking dance classes. It wasn't until I got to college that I started taking like modern, lyrical.
Mm,
And that was with one of the teachers. Her name was Dr. Gwen, and she was at North Carolina A&T State University. She also taught us
okay.
African and so on. So it was kind of like
Mm,
an Afro lyric
yeah, more
type
like yeah.
choreography. But I
Mm,
still didn't know that that was my purpose in life. I still didn't know that
mm,
I can make money doing it. So I moved on with a career in marketing management instead of
mm.
dance. But it wasn't until I was in my later 20s that I realized that this is what I was going to do for the rest of my life.
I believe I heard from you about that you were teacher, not
Mm-hmm.
dancing, but you were teacher first as a
Mm-hmm.
patient, right?
Yeah, I was. I taught business law and I taught Spanish too at a high school in Atlanta, Georgia called Cedar Grove High
Mm.
School. I had an undergrad degree in marketing management.
Oh.
So as soon as I
Mm.
graduated, I wound up uh, accepting a corporate job at a Fortune
Wow.
500 company. It was called American Express, and I was their marketing manager for the
Wow.
gold and platinum card division for the company. And even though I was a marketing manager and I had about maybe 230 employees under me, um, I still
Wow.
didn't I didn't feel like that was my purpose. And then
Mm.
after that, I had to
Then.
go. I went back to school. I went to Georgia State, took a couple of more
Mm.
courses, and got
Wow.
certified to become a teacher. And then I can every summer I can figure out if this is what I really wanted to do was to teach. Because I always loved young people, so and I
Mm.
always wanted to inspire, motivate, and help as many people as I could. And I thought that was a great idea for me to be a teacher because I can touch many lives that way.
You've done a lot. I
Yes.
know, like, we couldn't talk each one of your job you did, you work you did it here. It will take forever. But
Mhm.
I'd like to ask you one thing about your work as tech. Are there any specific something you have as your motto all the time for
Oh, I get
everything?
it.
I
Yeah,
like it.
pretty much so my
Mm,
process when I'm creating, what is my process? Like what is my everyday thing to do when I'm going to create, whether it be for videos, movies, tours, or whatever. My process, I can go work. Is that what you're saying though? Is that what you're
yes,
asking?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
My process for that is always once I receive the job, it's okay, I want to read the treatment, which is the in writing what the project is about, whether it be for the video, a movie. If it's a movie, then it's a script. If it's a music video, then it's a treatment. And if it's anything else, I want to see the layout. What is their vision for the particular project? So I read it, go over it. I try to research the artists, the actors, the
Hmm.
directors, the producers, anybody. So I do homework. I kind of go back to college. I become, all of my training, I'm gonna say training because I was trained to study
Mm.
and how to do well in school, in college. I bring all of that into this industry as well. So I do a lot of researching. I do a lot of YouTubing. I just look at different things in the same genre just to get inspired and motivated and ready for my project. Once I do all that, then I start to, get my team together, my assistants, the people that I feel that would do well in this particular good genre of dance. And then I move forward from there with of course the auditions and selecting the dancers and then once that's all done, then I start to create the creating process, which is to go into a studio space with me and my assistants and just start to workshop,
Mm.
what is it that we want to do, what we want to see, how do we want to do, how do we want to transition it, how do we want to make them feel, what kind of feeling is that? Do we need a wow moment in this particular
Mm.
scene so that people could be like, wowed by the choreography or the movement or just the actors and dancers in general. it's kind of like when I do movies, and I did Step Up Revolution, and I did TV reality shows like America's Best Dance Crew. Those type of movies and shows is always about what's going to make the audience go, whoa, wow. And it's always difficult because you always have to come up with something creative and different that no one's ever seen. And I always say a choreographer is as good as their dancers. You know, you can create like this amazing wow moment, but if they can't do it, then you have to try to find a way to create something just as spectacular what they can do. And that's what makes really a really good choreographer. You know, that you can take what you have and make it amazing, you know, regardless of the situation, regardless if you're working with a singer, an actor, an amazing dancer, or a mediocre dancer. It's always about, people think that being a choreographer is just somebody who makes up movements and dance. Yes, we do that, of course. It's obvious. That's why we're choreographers. But it's also about, it's about being business oriented and business minded. There's a lot of business that you have to deal with. You have to be able to speak and communicate with directors and producers and casting people, wardrobe and makeup. You have to be able to create, but then create things that your dancers will be able to do and do well. So you have to, you know, communicate with dancers, your assistants. So you have to have people skills. You know, you have to be able to speak to everybody.
Communication.
Communication is very important. But what makes it, you know, also treating people with the dignity and with respect and understanding that, you know, that they're there for you. And that's your team, whether it be your sisters or your dancers or people that are, you know, that hired you. Yeah, so you always got to treat them well, because when you do, then in turn they treat you good, and then they'll be able to give you your 100%.
That's amazing to hear that. Not all the choreographer, director have that mentality as well. So I'm glad to hear that, and really amazing thing. So you're really like open to those young environment, I feel. So what kind of like a dancer make you feel like you want to work with? Like what type of young
what kind of dancers do I seek out as far as like that make me want to work with them? It's not just one thing. I think it's a whole lot of things. For me, you don't have to be the best dancer in the world for me to have to seek you out. For me is someone who understands their purpose in life, understand that this is what they were born to do, who's willing to work extremely hard, for someone who knows that it's in their heart, that it's here. See, when you have it here in your heart, that's greater than yourself, then it's coming from a different, your movements are coming from somewhere else, because it was given to you as a gift, the gift of dance. For me, I just want to work with people who are hungry, who love the art of dance, who's not doing it for money or for fame. They're doing it because they know that this is what they were born to be and do. And those are the people that I personally like to help, you know, and take them and hopefully be able to take them to the level that they deserve, which is to work in this industry.
Right. So now I know like this year, 2020, you opened up the studio in North Hollywood, FusionForce.LA. If you can explain a little bit about how you're running the studio at this moment.
Well, right now I'm running the studio as a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week rental space. So anybody can rent here any day of the week, any time of the day. We slowly brought back classes because, you know, they allowed us to have classes. And so right now I have 6 classes a week only. My goal, and later on in the future, is to keep adding more teachers. But yeah, it's so what I'm doing is trying to slowly have some kind of normalcy here, where, you know, it feels normal. This whole entire studio is created with a lot of love, as you know, as a friend, that I'm always wanting to bring love and inspire and just make everybody happy. And that's the type of environment that I'm creating here. So when you walk in, you know, you feel that love, you feel that inspiration because you see it in the walls. You see some of
Yes.
my shadow boxes that have some of the monumental things that I've worked on, whether it be Dream Girls or whether it be Stomp the Yard or whether it be the
Yes.
Step Up franchise,
I saw
you
it.
know, all of those
Yes.
movies. Yeah. So when you walk in and you already feel inspired and motivated to create. One of the things that I'm going to be doing, and I'm teaming up with this app called Tempo, is that I'm going to do some hybrid classes. And what that means is that we're going to have people there, of course, taking classes like you normally. You can either take it there, or for those of you who are a little bit more afraid of COVID-19, don't want to come out, you know, and I understand that, then you could take the class online as well. You can pay for your class. So you can do both. So it's going to be both classes. You can do it online or you can do it live here. FunkportLA, that'll be for rentals.
Okay.
And that'll
for
be
rental.
for your lot. That'll be for your classes that you take here in person.
Oh, physically. Okay.
Yeah. Now there's going to be another app called Tempo, and
Tempo.
that is designed. Yeah, that is designed where you go on there. This moment you pick the studio. Let's say you pick my studio, and then you pick the teacher, the class, and then it'll prompt you for payment, and then you pay.
After pay, you will get the link or something to take the class online.
That's right. And then you automatically start taking the class online. Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
What a now generation have many options, and even if somebody doesn't live in LA or in United States, could be taking.
Yeah, they can still take class.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best part. That you don't have to live here anymore.
Are there any message for young dancer who want to be in industry?
Yeah, any advice I can give young dancers? First of all, if you know that this is what you were born to do, pursue it, do it, and don't let anyone tell you you cannot. That's number one. Number two, if you're going to do this, be impeccable at it. Be the best version of yourself at all times, because that's what it's going to take. Understand that, you know, it's not going to be an overnight success. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of classes, a lot of, you have to do a lot of building, a lot of meeting people, relationships, building, all that stuff. And then once you know you get here, you start to network and take classes and so on. Then you're gonna want to get an agent. You're gonna want to have a photo shoot, a professional photo shoot. You're gonna want to have a resume, like all of those things. You just have to, it's a business. You're the brand, and you have to market yourself. Now we have social media, so you can market yourself that way. You can put your work on YouTube or on Instagram or on Twitter, whatever it is that you decide you want to do it on, all of them. So now you don't have to have permission to be creative. You can just create yourself, and then you never know who's watching, and you might be picked up for a music video, a movie, as an assistant, as a dancer. You just never know. The skies are pretty much on the limit when it comes to social media. You just never know who's watching. What I want to tell all these young dancers is to never give up, keep moving forward, always be the best version of yourself that you can be, always be impeccable in anything and everything. Work really hard, and I promise you that eventually your dreams will become reality. And I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I have so much respect for you, and I really appreciate you accept this interview today, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Nami. I appreciate everything that you do, and you know that I love you very much. Thank you.
Me too.
I want everybody to know that everything that I'm going to give you one more word is everything that happens in your life, it's happening for you. It's not happening to you. And understand that whether, even if it seems bad or whatever, or good or whatever, all those things are building you to be the best version of yourself. So don't ever think that if something happens to you, you think it's happening to you. You're going to be, woe's me. Oh my God, I can't believe. No, understand that it's happening for you. It's only going to make you stronger, better. I promise you. And anything that you're going through, you're going to come out of. There's always light, and light always overshines darkness. So I'm just going to leave those words with you and everyone else that's listening, that you will see the light, and it's going to be amazing once you get there.
Thank you.
いかがでしたでしょうか。チャックのすごく温かい熱い言葉、私自身にも刺さりました。ファンクポート LA では引き続き LA のダンスシーンの情報やインタビューなどをお届けしていきたいと思います。Stay tuned! See you next time!